Okay, بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. And we're continuing with our discussion on التعبير القرآني, where we go through the book التعبير القرآني by Dr. Fadel Saleh Samirai, and we'll continue from where we stopped last time. So we were discussing basically the same point that we've been discussing for ages. So again, just going through the Nahwu, the grammar, and going through the structure and how everything comes together. So we'll go to the next section. We had done. Okay. I think we had finished this paragraph. Okay, so من إصرارهم وحاله أكمل من حالهم. I don't know if I think we finished this paragraph, right? Going to the next section. Okay. Can you translate the previous paragraph? Okay. Can I translate the previous? So I'm assuming this paragraph that we did. Okay. So it goes on from. I'm just going to start فإن because I don't know what came before. So فإن الوصف قد يفارق صاحبه أحيانا. So بل معناه أن هذا وصفه في غالب أحواله. So he says that the description, it could leave the person sometimes. بل معناه, rather the meaning that is being said, أن هذا وصفه في غالب أحواله, that this is his characteristic in most cases. It's not a permanent, like a continuous state, but this is most of the time this is the case. Like for example, فالحليم قد يغضب ويعاقب. For example, a person who's forbearing, a person who's halim, he could get angry and he could punish, right? والجواد قد يأتيه وقت لا يجود فيه. And a generous person could, a time could come where he is not generous. So when we say a person is generous, we don't mean that this person is in the act of being generous every minute of his day. We say he's a generous person because from what we have observed of his behavior is that he's normally generous. Whenever an opportunity of generosity arises, he normally gives. That is his, you would say, like most cases. But is it possible that one day he doesn't give? It's possible. It doesn't stop, it doesn't remove that quality from him. It just says that most of the time he is generous. Maybe one day he didn't give out money. Maybe one day he wasn't generous. Maybe one day he wasn't حليم. So إذ هو ليس في حالة جود مستمر. Because hence or since he is not in a continuous state of generosity. لا ينقطع, that does not end. So this is the meaning, this is the understanding here. والرحيم قد يأتيه وقت يغضب فلا يرحم. And also a merciful person, a time could come where he is no longer merciful. Like when we say he's merciful, it doesn't mean that every single opportunity of mercy, he shows mercy. Maybe one or two times he got angry. It's normal human behavior. وَلِأَلَّا يُظَنَّ ذَاكَ فِي الرَّسُولِ. And so as this is not assumed about the Prophet ﷺ, أعلن براءته في معبوداتهم بالصيغتين الفعلية والاسمية. Allah declared his innocence from the worship of idols, from their worship, in both the فعلية form and the اسمية form. Right? الصيغة الفعلية الدالة على الحدوث. So the form, the جملة فعلية form that indicates حدوث, which is recurrence of events or regeneration of events or renewal of events. والصيغة الاسمية الدالة على الثبات. And also the صيغة الاسمية that indicates establishment of events or permanence of events. ليعلم براءته منها, so that he could inform his innocence, the Prophet ﷺ's innocence from that or from them, from that kind of shirk. في كل حالة, in every situation, in every condition, in every state. right? ثم إنه استغرق الزمن الماضي والحال والاستقبال باستعماله الفعل الماضي المضارع. Then he used the صيغة الاسمية he used the past tense, the حال which is the current tense in a sense, because if I say I am eating while studying, that is indicating the current situation. I am doing it as I do this. So الزمن الماضي, the past tense, the الحال, the condition right now, the state right now, والاستقبال and the future by using the فعل ماضي and مضارع, because we know مضارع indicates both the present and the future. All right? وفي حين نفاه عنهم بالصيغة الاسمية فقط. Whereas when it came to the idols, he only negated using the ismiya alone, which again ismiya only talks about permanence, right? فإصراره هو على طريقه أقوى من إصرارهم. Therefore, his insistence, his persistence على طريقه, on his, like you can say on his deen, you can even look at it like his insistence on his, how can I, on his way. So the Prophet ﷺ's insistence on his way is much stronger than the mushrikun. So when the Prophet ﷺ is negating these idols and he is insisting on Tawheed, his insistence on Tawheed is much stronger than the insistence of the mushrikun upon their idols. وَحَالُهُ أَكْمَلْ مِنْ حَالِهِمْ, and his situation is much more perfect than their situation and their condition. والنفي عنه أدوم وأبقى من نفي عنهم, and his negation about the idols is more permanent. أدوم دام يدوم, to continue, to last. So his negation is more lasting and is أبقى, and it remains, it's most, again, remaining, it's more permanent, it's more constant, if you will, من النفي عنهم, from their negation of the idols. I hope that's clear. Okay, so we can go into this next paragraph and hopefully finish this page if we can, unless there's a question or comment. Let's see here. Okay. So ثم انظر كيف أنه لما خاطبهم بسورة الإسمية قائلا قل يا أيها الكافرون نفى عنهم العبادة الحق بسورة الإسمية أيضا. So he says, then take a look at how when he spoke to them in the Ismiya form saying قل يا أيها الكافرون. So when he said to them قل يا أيها الكافرون نفى عنهم العبادة الحق بسورة الإسمية. He negated the true worship in Ismiya as well. فقال, then he said ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد. So in other words, he's comparing the way he said it and the way he negated it. So قل يا أيها الكافرون, it's in a جملة اسمية. How is this in a جملة اسمية? Anyway, I'm guessing يا أيها الكافرون, because now he is being told to talk to them. So the qul part is from Allah, and then the Prophet ﷺ is being told to say. So he's going to say to them in a jumla ismiya, Ya ayyuhal kafirun. So when he's addressing them, he is addressing them in a jumla ismiya, Ya ayyuhal kafirun. And then when he's negating the worship, he says, وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ. This is also jumla ismiya, right? فإنهم لما اتصفوا بكفرهم على وجه الثبات نفى عنهم عبادة الله على وجه الثبات أيضا. Therefore, when they described their kufr in a permanent way, the Prophet ﷺ negated the worship of Allah also in a permanent way. Like you want to establish yourself as the al-kafirun, or you want to negate the worship of Allah, you want to sort of affirm your faith in idol worship, then guess what? We're going to deny the tawheed of Allah in a much more permanent sense. So نفى عنهم عبادة الله على وجه الثبات أيضا، وهو تناظر جميل. And this is a beautiful comparison, sort of, what is it called? Comparison. Yeah? Is that clear? Okay, so maybe we can do the i'rab. If there's anybody who wants to participate, we could do that. Okay.
Before we started, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
In the first paragraph, فيه نفاه. So here he is not mudaf. So could it be hina?
Yes, both are correct. في حين في حين, both are correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So there is no condition if it is mudaf or not. Normally, if it is zarf, we use hina.
Yeah. I'm not so sure, to be honest. Maybe that's something I need to reconfirm, because is it like, I have to confirm that, to be honest, but I know both opinions are there. You can either say في حين or في حيني. Or maybe there's an N that is مقدرة. Sorry?
Like a proper noun also, right? Like we use he noon for time also, right?
Yes.
So it is not necessary that it has to be zarf all the time. What is it here? Is it as a noun in time?
It's a darf. It means whereas, like you're comparing two things. So for example, before he says, he talks about the Prophet ﷺ. Yeah.
Like for example, it's fihina is an expression, right? Like it is normally translated as whereas, while, or something. The
Yes.
literal translation is in time.
Yes. I mean, yes,
So
something like that.
if it is time, then it is like he noon or he noon, he none. That is fully flexible, right? With the mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in this case, it's not fully flexible because this is a ظرف. ظروف ممنوع من الصرف. They either have a fatha or they behave like brats and they get a dhamma, or in this case, this one can take a kasra. If it's, I think, a mudaf, that's what Arshi is trying to confirm, but I've forgotten that bit. She could be right that it takes a kasra if it gets a mudaf ilayhi, but I'm not so sure. That's why I'm saying I need to confirm that bit. But I know that you can either say في حين with a fatha or في حيني with a kasra, and never في حين or في حين. Because if you say في حين or if you say في حين, then you've made it fully flexible, and now it's no longer a ظرف. Now it's acting like an ism, like a normal ism, and the meaning would be now in time. And I don't think that they use it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So will it take a mudaf ilay?
Yeah, normally
And if
it takes a mudaf ilayh.
then is a following sentence mudaf ilayh? So
I can't
following
really hear
sentence is a
you.
mudaf ilayh? And I'm
Yes,
saying
that's the
if
idea.
it is, so is this jumla failure acting like a mudaf ilayh to it?
That's what I was thinking.
Then it
That
becomes
could
a
be.
fragment, right?
Yes. That's what I was trying to like think, and that's why I said I need to confirm if there's an an that is muqaddara there, or there's something else that happens. Maybe hini comes with a fi'l as well. So again, I need to confirm all these things. I'm not really sure. It's something I have to confirm. That's a good question. I need to research further on that.
we start?
Yes, you
Even
can
if there is
start.
an or anything, like this, and if this whole segment of Jar Majroor, so who is it connected to?
Now it will go back to the previous sentence. So it's like the Arab has not ended. So
To
again, في حين.
Istaghraqa?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go back to استغرق.
Istaghraqa. But the Istaghraqa is talking about the failure concept, like Mazi, Hal, Istiqbal. It is like it is encompassing all the times, all the time zones. So how will it be linked to Istaghraqa? This is entirely new statement, right? It sounds like a new statement.
So obviously jar majroor, it's going to be متعلق to something. It's never really entirely a new sentence. Whenever you have a jar majroor, it's going to be متعلق to something. So it's up to us to figure out what is it متعلق to. So now that's why I'm saying I think there's a lot of have happening here. So if you look at he says ثم إنه استغرق الزمن الماضي والحال والاستقبال باستعماله الفعل الماضي المضارع في حين نفاه عنهم. Again, what is عنهم? نفاه عنهم. So what is
Anhum
this?
is going to Nafa. Nafa, he is negating from them. He is negating it from them.
Yeah, this who? What is he negating?
Whom is the people? The people.
No, the who.
The worship, right?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
يعني that's the whole idea. So this استغراق نفاه الاستغراق الزمن الماضي والحالة والاستقبال. I could argue that this who goes back to استغراق الزمن الماضي والحال والاستقبال باستعماله الفعل الماضي والمضارع. So he negated
No, but
the usage of the ماضي,
yeah.
the present, and the future about them. So in that sense, this is going back to استغرق.
What I'm saying is that he is negating the Mazi and the Hal is covered. So all the three tenses have been covered. But here it is talking about BC, Hotel Ismiya.
Yes. What's
So
happening here?
what I'm thinking is can we take it as a fihinin? And then it is, can we take it as a sort of an expression or something? It is said this way, but it means while.
That's not a problem. The problem is the i'rab of a jar majroor is always going to be متعلق to something. So whether you the definition of since or whereas
If we
or
take it as hinin, now then
it doesn't matter whether it's hinin, hinun, hina, hini. What I'm arguing is that you have a fi in the beginning, which is a harf jar. Harf jar comes with an ism majroor, and together they form متعلق. متعلقان بsomething. So what is it متعلق to that becomes a good?
like for example, in the beginning of the sentence, sometimes we have lamma, and sometimes you have, so it is that kind of a thing. When, where,
Yeah, but
whereas,
what I'm
what.
saying, you're not understanding my point is that you have a harf jar. Lamma is not a harf jar. Here you have a harf jar fi. So this is harf jar is and ism majroor. Together they're
Okay.
متعلق. So our initial إعراب was في حين is متعلق to نفاه مقدم. نفاه عنهم بصيغة
Hmm.
الاسمية فقط في حين. So that's how
Yeah,
we looked at this sentence.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
what it is, right?
yeah, pretty much. But
Yeah.
what Arshi is asking, she's asking if it is, if it needs to have a مضاف إليه, which it is supposed to come with a جملة اسمية and have a مضاف إليه. But I'm not so sure if it comes with a جملة فعلية, then what is the situation? Does that mean there's an أن مقدرة, or does that mean it can actually come with a جملة فعلية and then that جملة فعلية is في محل جر بالإضافة? So that's something that, and if that's the case, then what happens to this sentence? Then that means this whole sentence is a متعلق. Then what is it متعلق to? So that's why I told her I need to research this further because I'm not so sure about this particular part. Although I think our initial i'rab is just fine. So if we say that في حين is جار مجرور متعلق مقدم, and then نفاه would be the فعل.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, is that okay? I think I need some time to figure this out.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
So we started الرحمن الرحيم
Yes.
ثم
Jazakallah
خفت
khair.
حياكم.
انظر في الأمر فاعله
Actually, your voice
هو.
is breaking.
My voice is breaking. Is that clear?
No, it's clear. I can hear you.
So انظر في الأمر فاعله أنت. And كيف أنه لما خاطبه is مفعول به. Or انظر or كيف is مفعول حال.
Yes. So this is فعل أمر, and then of course the فاعل is أنت, and then كيف would be the مفعول حال, or we just call it حال. Yeah. Because again, remember, كيف answers the question how. So look at how. So كيف is your حال.
And أنه from أنه لما خاطبهم بالصورة الاسمية would be مفعول به to انظر. And inside bracket أنه is مبتدأ. And from لما خاطبهم بالصورة الاسمية would be خبر. No.
Sorry, what did you say was the خبر?
From that, I would say لما خاطبهم بالصورة الاسمية غير تقول bracket is خبر.
Yes, up to, well, it goes on up to the full stop actually.
So maybe بالصورة الاسمية could it be here بالصورة الاسمية
No, it goes
خاطبهم
all the
بالصورة.
way up to the full stop, up to here. This is all the خبر of أنه.
Okay. So لما is حرف.
Which kind of
when
حرف?
مفعول إلا لما.
Yes, exactly. إن لم لما والفلي. But what does it do to the مضارع?
It's مجزوم. It makes مضارع مجزوم.
Now, what do we know about يعني other حروف that make مضارع مجزوم? What do we normally call them? Like you have, like for example, in يذهب, what kind of a structure would that be?
In حرف in her I forgot that.
شرط, شرطية.
Okay. I remember. So لما here would be شرطية. حرف
Yes,
شرطية.
yes. So we would say this is أداة شرط جازمة.
ذات الشرط جازمة.
Mhm.
خاطب فعل ماضي فاعله
Yeah.
هو
Mhm.
هم مفعول به
Mhm.
بحرف جر صورة مجرور الصورة
Mhm.
موصوف الاسمية صفة وبالصورة
Mhm.
الاسمية متعلقان بخاطبهم.
Yes. I'm just gonna say بالفعل, but we know it's بخاطبهم. All right. قائلا.
قائلا is حال
Mhm.
تخاطبهم
Yes.
and inside
So
the
normally when
bracket
we
double
say
bracket.
hal, I mean, you said it correctly. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. But we say it's قائلا is the hal of the ضمير inside خاطبة. So because a hal has to be of someone or something, so the someone here is the huwa inside خاطبة. Right? So it's not really the hal of خاطبة, but the صاحب الحال is the huwa, the ضمير huwa inside خاطبة.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And from the bracket is مقول القول قائلا.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so this would be, yeah, مقول القول القائل.
وقل is فعل ماضي.
And so this would be
again,
مفعول به, right?
okay.
This bracket. And مفعول به of قائلا. قائلا here is acting as a verb. Yeah,
Okay.
this is اسم فاعل acting as a verb.
Okay. So, نفع is فعل ماضي
But what is
فاعله
it?
هو
Yes, but now in relation to this sentence, what is it? لما
okay.
خاطبهم بالصورة الاسمية قائلا قل يا أيها الكافرون نفى عنهم العبادة الحقة.
It's how we say جواب
Yes.
الشرطية.
Yes, this is the jawab. So this whole thing, the beginning was the shart, and now we're beginning the jawab. And you don't see the fa because both of them are madi. So you see, there's no need for the fa al-jaza. So yeah, so like you said, this is fi'al madi. فاعله هو.
عنهم جار مجرور.
Isn't the jawab starting from فقال
Where's فقال?
after أيضا? So he
Here?
said,
No.
yeah. No?
No, the jawab is nafa. The jawab is nafa.
Jawab is نفس.
Yeah. So when he addressed them in the جملة اسمية saying قل يا أيها الكافرون, he negated from them the ibadah of al-asnam.
Say negating.
Sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't hear clearly.
Can we say when he said قل يا أيها الكافرون, negating from them the actual worship, real worship of the Islam. So he said, وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَبَدُونَ مَا عَبَدُوا.
No. Negating, how would you translate that
So,
as
like,
negating when it is a
for example,
fi'al madi? So look, nafa is fi'al madi, negated. So it's not a hal here. This is the
I
jawab.
revive my lesson. For a jumla, failure to be hal, is it necessarily has to be in the mudari form?
No, but you're translating it in the mudara'a, that's why I was, because you're saying negating. Right? But this is نفى عنهم العبادة الحقة بالصورة الإسمية. So this فقال, look, this فقال is explaining this sentence. He negated. How did he negate? By saying ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد. So this فقال, this statement is explaining this nafyu, is explaining this negation. So this فقال is not the jawab. The jawab starts from nafa.
Okay, got it now. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, you can continue.
عنهم جار مجرور متعلق بالفعل نفى.
Mhm.
العبادة الحقة is مفعول به
Mhm.
بنفى موصوف صفة. بالصورة الاسمية is متعلق نفى.
Mhm.
and موصوف صفة هي بحرف جر. الصورة دي مجرور. الصورة دي is موصوف. الاسمية دي صفة and together متعلق بالفعل نفى. أيضا الظرف
أيضا is actually, I'm going to give you another time to try and guess. One of those things that we never, yani we always forget. What do you think?
نعم.
Yeah,
eating نعم.
that's the one.
okay it's نعم. نعم مفعول مطلق.
Yes. أيضا is نائب مفعول مطلق. Okay.
So why we don't say verse like I don't also.
Because also, okay, when we say ظرف, we specifically mean a word that describes either time or a place. So either like in describing a particular time or it is describing a particular place. Yeah, so some time that has time in it, we can describe it as a ظرف. Today, it's explaining a portion of time. Today, a week, maybe. Yani things like this that describe either time or a place. These are called ظروف. But أيضا means also or too. I did it too. If I said I did it too, that does not actually explain a time or a place. It just shows that I also participated. I also did the fi'al or did whatever you did. Yeah. So, and it has a verb. I think it's ava. Maybe I will look for the sarf and post it.
Okay,
It's a noun.
good.
Yeah.
It's a noun.
You're breaking. I can't hear you.
Is أيضا a noun?
Yes. Yeah. It's a
I said,
نائب
is
مفعول
أيضا
مطلق.
a noun?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean by a noun, by the way? What do you mean by a noun? Because in English and Arabic, those are two different things.
When you say maf'ul mutlaq, obviously it is a noun. I mean, it is not some kind of help or anything, right? My bad.
No, no.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yes, مفعول مطلق. You have three kinds of مفعول مطلق, Fawzia. So you have the مفعول مطلق that tells you, that stresses the verb. So I don't translate it when I'm just stressing the action, then I don't really translate it. I would use a word like intensely or extremely, things like this. So for example, if I say ضربته ضربا, I beat him extremely. I don't say I beat him a beating. I mean, you could do that if you want. But that one would be emphasizing the action, the intensity of the action. Then you have the second type of مفعول مطلق, which emphasizes the number of times the action happened. So for example, if I said ضربته ضربتين, I beat him twice. So twice, ضربتين would be considered نائب المفعول مطلق, and it is emphasizing the number of the times the action happened. And then you have the third kind is where you are explaining the kind of action that took place. What kind of action took place? For example, ضربته ضرب الكلاب. I beat him the beating of dogs. And I use these examples all the time because that's how I remember. So I beat him the beating of dogs, right? So that's kind of like how I beat him. Or I beat him lightly. Like maybe you just use the toothbrush, like in the hadith. Anyway, let's not go there, right? So yeah, that is مفعول مطلق. Right.
قال فعل ماضي and the bracket is the whole bracket is مقول القول مفعول به قال.
Yes.
again فحقت إنه مبتدأ
Again لما.
and لما again حرف شرط here اتصفوا في الماضي فاعله هم بحرف جر كفر مضاف هم المضاف إليه بكفر متعلق باتصفوا على حرف جر وجهي مضاف وجهي مجرور وجهي مضاف السبعة مضاف إليه and again اسم متعلق to اتصفوا.
Yes.
And again نفع is جواب شرطية I guess.
So this is the
فعل
short
ماضي
part.
فاعله هو عنهم جار مجرور متعلقان بنفع عبادة الأصنام مضاف إليه مفعول به بنفع على وجه الثبات جار مجرور مضاف إليه متعلقان دون النفع I guess.
Yes.
أيضا نعيد مفعول مطلق.
Exactly. So we've already done أيضا. Right? So maybe just to, okay, we can finish. وهو تناظر جميل.
وهو اسم مبتدأ تناظر خبر جميل تناظر موصوف جميل صفة
Precisely.
هو نفس خبر.
So let me maybe explain this so that we can understand what he's trying to say to avoid any confusion. So he says, then take a look at how when he, again, lamma, by the way, lamma when it comes with the madi, we translate it as when. When lamma comes with the mudara, we translate it as not yet. So lamma ya'ti al-Muslimun. When I say that, then what I'm saying is the Muslims have not yet come. But if I say لما ذهب المسلمون, for example, when the Muslims went, yeah. So this is لما with the ماضي. So لما خاطبهم بالسورة الإسمية قائلا. So when he addressed them with the إسمية form saying قل يا أيها الكافرون. So he was addressing them and saying يا أيها الكافرون. نفى عنهم العبادة الحقة بالسورة الإسمية أيضا. He negated for them the true worship in a جملة إسمية as well. So he said, in other words, he addressed them in a جملة إسمية and he denied for them the worship of true worship. ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد. In other words, you cannot worship what I worship. You are not worshippers of what I worship. So he's negating for them the true worship of Allah, the true Tawheed, by using a Jumla Ismiya. This is what Dr. Fadil is saying. فإنهم لما اتصفوا بكفرهم على وجه الثبات because when they described themselves or described with their kufr in a permanent form, he negated for them the worship of Allah also in a permanent form. So in other words, the mushrikun, the kuffar, what do? They describe their kufr in a permanent form, right? So the Prophet ﷺ, or rather the Quran is telling, or Allah is telling the Prophet ﷺ through the Quran to negate the worship of Allah also in a permanent form. Like you want to proclaim your kufr in a permanent form, guess what? You will never get it in a permanent form. Like you'll never get true ibadah, true worship, also in a permanent form. And that's what Dr. Fadil is trying to say. And he's saying, وَهُوَ تَنَاظُرٌ جَمِيلٌ. And this is such a beautiful symmetry between their declaration of their kufr in a permanent form and also the negation of tawheed in a permanent form. These are the two things that is being compared here. So when he says تَنَاظُرٌ جَمِيلٌ, beautiful symmetry, the symmetry is between their negation or their establishment of kufr in a permanent form and the negation of tawheed also for them in a permanent form. Like I hope that that point is clear what is happening here.
Okay.
Okay. maybe we could just do is اتصف married to be yes اتصف به to be described with it is married to be. Okay, maybe we can do this next sentence at least just to get more done. So ومن جميل
ومن جميع الاستعمال القرآني وعلى حرف عطف من حرف جر جميل مجرور جميل مضاف استعمال مضاف إليه and استعمال again مضاف القرآن is مضاف إليه and the whole is متعلق to something maybe
yes
مقدمة
yes it is متعلق to something.
للفعل والاسم لي حرف جر and فعل مضاف وحرف عطف and اسم معطوف للفعل. So
Yes.
again this is متعلق to something.
Yeah, so this one is actually this للفعل والقرآن is actually متعلق to استعمالي للفعل والاسم. The usage of فعل and اسم, right? But then this whole again جار مجرور is going to be متعلق to something depending on what comes after that sentence.
Okay.
Okay?
أنه is مبتدأ I guess. Yes. يستعملهما استعمالا مناسبا بخبر يستعمل فعل مضارع فاعله هو هما مفعول به استعمالا مناسبا مفعول به موصوف صفة
يستعمل استعمالا
okay again مفعول مطلق
yes
يستعمل and مناسبا is صفة استعمالا ما it's ظرف.
What else you have? So متعلق made up of two things. You have jar مجرور and special مضاف.
مضاف إليه أو special مضاف.
So this is a special مضاف. So it's a ظرف.
ظرف. The before من جميل الاستعمال is متعلق to this sentence.
Yes.
متعلق بالخبر
so this will be
مقدم.
a خبر. So this ومن جميل is going to be متعلق to خبر مقدم. And then أنه is a مبتدأ. And then you have the خبر after. So the structure of this sentence is you have the متعلق before, then the مبتدأ in the middle, and then the خبر after it.
Okay. So مع special مضاف and وقوعي مضاف إليه. And وقوعي is مضاف and وقوعي حدثي is مضاف إليه.
الحدثي نعم.
في حرف الحياة مجرور and متعلق to I guess وقوعي.
Yes. وقوع الحدث في الحياة. So it's this في الحياة goes back to وقوع.
Okay.
And then of course مع all the way up to the end is متعلق number 2 to this خبر. So this will be متعلق بالخبر number 2. This was متعلق بالخبر number 1.
Okay. فحرف عطف إذا حرف شرطية or
إذا yes you can look at you can say is أداة شرط or yes in this case اسم because إذا is considered a مضاف.
Yeah. مضاف and the rest is مضاف إليه في محل جر.
Yes.
كان فعل ناقص فاعله هو.
We don't say فاعل. What do we say?
اسم كان sorry اسم كان is هو. هو.
I know it's confusing because you just say فعل ناقص
Yeah.
and then you say اسمه. It's
Yeah.
confusing.
من ما is من حرف جر ما هي اسم موصول محل جر ما عندنا يتكرر بصلة الموصول
Yes.
يتكرر في المضارع فاعله هو
Yes.
يتكرر حدوثه would be مفعول به يتكرر.
Now, before you move on, تكرر is لازم.
Okay.
So what is the فاعل?
حدوثه maybe فاعل يتكرر.
Yes.
and وحرف عطف and يتجدد would be معطوف to يتكرر
Yes.
and يتجدد استماعه would be فاعل of يتجدد.
Yes.
استماعه.
Sorry. Yes, it will be also فاعل because يتجدد is also لازم. So these are two لازم أفعال.
Okay. and بحرف جر الصورة دي مجرور الصورة دي مضاف موصوف الفعل دي صفة متعلق to متعدد للفعل يتكرر.
استعمل ب.
oh oh again بس استعماله بصورة الفعلية.
Yes. Because if you say يتكرر بالصورة الفعلية, it means it repeats in the فعلية form. But that's not what he's saying. He's saying it recurs its usage in the فعلية form. Its استعمال is what is the استعمال, the usage in the فعلية is what repeats and renews. So it's not the repetition that is in the, although the meaning is more or less the same, but here بالصورة الفعلية goes back to استعمال. And also يتكرر does not come with حرف جر باء, so it cannot really go back to it. But استعمل ب, that one is
Okay.
common, like استعمل comes with حرف جر باء.
Okay. Okay. Vav again حرف عطف إذا ظرف here and مضاف and the rest of مضاف إليه في محل جر. لم يكن لم حرف جازمة يكن. is it I'm right?
Because, yeah, but it's, what is كان? لم يكن.
oh maybe it's
So how do we say كان? فعل?
فعل sorry ناقص sorry فعل ناقص
مجزوم.
ويكون as فعل okay فعل ناقص مجزوم مضارع مجزوم.
Yes, beautiful.
and اسمه يكون would be هو. كذلك like that is جار مجرور وتالي كان بيكون.
Yes. في محل نسب حال. So this one is, it can also be considered as a حال. It wasn't how, it wasn't like that. So it answers the question how as well. Right? So it's going to be, it is جار مجرور, but it's going to be في محل نسب حال. Okay.
How we translate this?
Sorry?
Sorry, can you translate the sentence like وإذ لم يكن كذلك?
وإذا لم يكن كذلك استعمله بصورة الاسمية. And if it wasn't the case, if it wasn't like that, so كذلك you can translate as like that. How? Like that. So you see it answers the question how. So وإذا لم يكن كذلك, and if it wasn't like that, again إذا شرط, so this is our short part. Then استعمله, this is our جواب part. He used it بصورة الاسمية.
Okay. استمعنا فعل ماضي فاعله هو and هو مفعول به بالصورة الاسمية متعلقان واستمع له
Yes,
استمع له جار مجرور موصوف.
exactly. So I'm just going to read that and explain this passage and then we can call it a day. So ومن جميل استعمال القرآن للفعل والاسم أنه يستعملهما استعمالا مناسبا مع وقوع الحدث في الحياة. And from the beauty of the usage, from the beauty of Quranic usage of فعل and اسم is how it uses both of them. When he says both of them, he means the فعل and the اسم. So هما, this pronoun goes back to الفعل والاسم. It is how the Quran uses the اسم and the فعل استعمالا مناسبا. Suitable usage, of course we can't say suitable usage because this is مفعول مطلق, we don't really translate it. So we can say a very beautiful, appropriate usage, you can say, because we are stressing استعمال, how it uses. So it beautifully or appropriately uses this فعل and اسم مع وقوع الحدث في الحياة, with the occurrence of an event in life. So it uses the فعل and an اسم appropriately with the occurrence of events in life. فإذا كان مما يتكرر حدوثه ويتجدد Oh, what did we say here? استعمله. This was شرط part and استعمله is the جواب part. Don't know what we did there. So this is the جواب. Just like استعمله here was also the جواب. Right? So فإذا كان مما يتكرر حدوثه ويتجدد, if the event was something that keeps recurring, or its events keep on regenerating and recurring and renewing, استعمله بالصورة الفعلية. Then he used the فعل form. وإذا لم يكن كذلك, and if it wasn't like that, استعمله بالصورة الاسمية. He used the اسم form. So in other words, he's saying that if an event was happening that keeps on recurring and regenerating and renewing, Allah would use the فعل, the verb, to explain that. But if something was permanent and it doesn't, وإن لم يكن وإذا لم يكن كذلك, and if it wasn't the case that it keeps recurring, regenerating, and renewing, then Allah would use the الصورة الاسمية, the more permanent, established form. So that's just what he's saying. Yeah. Any questions? And of course, he's going to explain and give examples of this. And we can take a look at this next week, inshallah. So he starts with the example of ينفقوا الذين ينفقون. Again, charity is not something you do once for your life and you're done. Something that keeps on happening, right? So you would see constantly Allah using الذين ينفقون يعني أنفقوا. We're doing Surah Al-Hadid and there's a lot of أنفقوا there as well. Although that is Amr, but Amr is also considered part of Mudara in some cases, but yeah. So that's what he's going to talk about in the next passages, still discussing fi'l and ism.
Sister, I'm sorry, I missed some portion of the class. Just a quick question. ومن جميل الاستعمال is متعلق to what?
It's متعلق to أن, is متعلق to the خبر of أن. So أن is the مبتدا, and then يستعملهما is the خبر.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Line 14. Reduce is the file of يتكرر and
Yes.
يتجدد is the معطوف.
Yes. معطوف يتكرر. Yeah.
Okay, and kana, and the ismu kana is in it. So this mimma yatakarraru hudusuhu wa yatajaddadu, it is the khabar of kana?
لا. مما this is متعلق. من
Yeah,
ما.
so there is one khabar, something is mahzuf, and then this is mutalik to it. Right?
Yes, to the khabar. Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What could be that? How will we say that?
فإذا كان شيئا مما يتكرر maybe.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Okay, looks good. Alhamdulillah, we can stop there. If you guys have any other further questions, you can send them in the chat. Today I didn't do my reading for Ma'ani Nahu, so that's why probably I didn't post any quiz. But that's because today is normally a very busy day for me. But inshallah tomorrow I'm traveling, so inshallah on Tuesday I will do some reading and post something. Or if I get time tomorrow, yeah, I'll do that as well. And inshallah, we'll also take a look at حين, the i'rab of fi حين, because I'm forgetting that too. Wallahi, you guys help me more, you have no idea. So it's like a two-way street. I help you, you help me, and we help each other. But that's the whole point of studying. You have to remind each other, otherwise you forget everything. So alhamdulillah, let's keep reminding each other. And if I have wronged you, or I have been harsh to you, or I have or gone quickly and maybe you didn't understand, I mean, I'm really sorry. But you can always get in touch with me anytime, not privately or in the group. I'm completely fine, inshallah. All right, I'm gonna stop there. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We'll see you guys next week.
جزاك الله خيرا.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
آمين وإياكم جزاكم الله خير. آمين آمين.
دايما بالعافية بقول لله آمين.
آمين آمين.
By the way,